Welcome to day 2 of SQL for accountants. In day 1, we treated an SQL table like a ledger. We viewed transactions, filtered by date, filtered by amount, and calculated totals. Today, I want to remove fear around one word that scares many people. Is the where class. First, let's understand why the where class is used in SQL before moving forward. The SQL Where class is essential for businesses to make sense of their data by filtering exactly what they need. It's used to analyze expenses by selecting specific cost categories, filter revenue by products, regions, or periods, and generate precise reports for management. It helps in cash flow analysis by isolating transactions within a date range, prepares accurate profit and loss and financial statements by including only relevant entries, and supports auditing by quickly identifying specific transactions or anomalies. Without where all data is dumped together, making insights, accuracy, and compliance impossible. Think of where class in SQL as a digital filter for the database. Once you master where, you can retrieve exactly the data you need cleanly, efficiently, and accurately without manually scrolling through thousands of rows. The where class is one of the most important parts of SQL. It allows you to filter the data and see only the transactions that meet specific conditions. In accounting, you rarely analyze all transactions at once. Instead, you focus on things like expenses for a month, revenue from a product, or customers with large purchases. The where class filters rows based on conditions. It helps accountants and analysts focus on relevant transactions only. The where class comes after the from class and is used to filter rows. And you define a condition and only rows that satisfy the condition will be returned. In this example, we only show the transactions where the account type is expense. From an accounting perspective, this is like asking, show me only expense transactions. Instead of scrolling through hundreds of rows, SQL gives you exactly what you need. In Excel, you would filter the account type column to expense. In SQL, the where class performs that filtering automatically. SQL Where class lets you filter rows so your query returns only the data you actually want. You use operators like equal, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to compare numbers. Operators like and or not to combine multiple conditions, like to match text patterns, in to check against a list of values, and between to filter a range such as dates or amounts. To handle the missing data, is null finds empty values and is not null finds records that have data. In short, the where class is what turns a basic SQL query into a powerful data filtering tool, letting you ask precise questions from your database instead of pulling everything. Now let's get hands-on and do practical examples to understand the where class a bit more in depth. This query filters transactions that belong to operating cash flow category. This is useful when preparing the cash flow statement or analyzing day-to-day business operations. In Excel, this would be a filter on the cash flow category column. SQL allows you to directly extract operating activities without manually sorting or filtering. This query retrieves transactions where account type is either income or expense. This is useful for preparing income statements or operational summaries. In Excel, you would filter the account type column and select both income and expense. The in operator makes this easy in SQL and avoids writing multiple or conditions. This query filters transactions where the amount is negative. In accounting, negative values often represent expenses, payments, or outflows. In Excel, this is like applying a filter for values less than 0. SQL makes it easy to quickly identify all outgoing transactions, which is useful for cash flow analysis or expense reviews. This query uses pattern matching with like to find transactions containing rent. This helps when you want to analyze specific recurring expenses or accounts without knowing the exact names. In Excel, it's like using a filter with contains rent or search formula. SQL pattern matching is more flexible and powerful for large data sets. If you want to consider single character, you can use underscore. If you want to consider multiple characters on both sides, you should use percentage sign is used here in this example. Okay. This query we combine multiple conditions using AND operator. Only rows that meet all criteria are returned. Accountants can use this to flag significant operational expenses. In Excel, this is like using multi-criteria filter or a sum-ifs formula with multiple conditions. SQL allows this logic to run automatically for large data sets. Our operator expands the filter. Here we include both income and expense transactions. This is useful for preparing the income statement. In Excel, you would select multiple filters or use sum-ifs with OR logic. SQL makes it simpler. You can handle multiple conditions without nested formulas. This is an advanced real-world example combining AND, OR, date range, and numeric filters. Accountants often need such complex conditions to analyze significant transactions for a period. In Excel, this would require nested formulas or multiple filters. SQL allows all of this in a single query, making analysis faster, repeatable, and accurate. Notice when we use ABS amount method or function to capture both positive and negative high value transactions. Here in this query, we are filtering multiple conditions, only expenses in the operating cash flow category within January 2026 and above $500 in magnitude. This is how accountants identify significant outflows for revenue or management reporting. In Excel, you would need a multi-condition filter or a sum-ifs formula with a date, category, and amount criteria. SQL handles all of these in one query, making it perfect for large data sets. This query captures negative transactions for specific accounts. Accountants use this for cash flow analysis to see where money is leaving the business. Here we are using in operator inventory purchase, utility expense. In Excel, you would filter the amount column for negative numbers and then filter account name for multiple choices. SQL combines this efficiently using the in operator. This query finds significant inflows useful for spotting major income or financing transactions for reporting or analysis. In Excel, this is a two-step filter, first by account name, then by amount. SQL simplifies this with a single query. This is practical for monitoring high-value revenue or financial activities. Let's recap the where class in SQL. It filters rows based on specific conditions. This is a core skill for accountants and analysts because most financial reports require selecting specific transactions rather than all records. Where class works with comparison operators like equal, less than, greater than, and so on to define results. You can use parentheses to control the logic order when combining multiple conditions, and it supports numeric, text, date, and pattern based filters for all kinds of professional queries. Plus, with between, you can easily filter ranges like dates or amounts, making it perfect for precise reporting, analysis, and auditing. In the next lesson, we will go deeper into combining multiple conditions using logical operators and more. Thank you very much.